Do I think that he can make the Sixers win without Embiid? No.
Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, indeed. We're back. There they are. Yes, indeed, Coach Red. Yes, oh, the GOAT is back again. I tell you what, that's going to become a normal part of the game there. There it is. The coach, the GOAT, is back. Yes, indeed. Good to see both of you. I know we've been away for a while, but you know what? We're going to get right back into it. And right off the hip, right off the clip, Doc Rivers, JoelEmbiid. First question I'm going to ask is, should JoelEmbiid stay with the Philadelphia 76ers? And since you're in PA, Coach, we going with you.
You know, I don't like none of them teams. But anyway, let's keep it real. Doc Rivers is one of the most premier coaches in the NBA.
Hold on. We talking about Joel now.
I know,
we
but
gonna get the Doc.
Will you let me?
Okay, all right.
He asked me a question about my state, and then it's okay. I didn't wear this for nothing.
My bad, GOAT. My bad. Go ahead.
Give it the program.
Now, Doc Rivers is one of the most premier coaches in the NBA right now. Now, do I think that he can make the Sixers win without Embiid? No. Because in today's NBA, this is not back in the 90s. This is not back in the 85 Dr. J era. You need about 4 superstars to win the championship.
Whew. Hey, Coach.
You need 4 superstars to win it. One in each position because everybody don't know how to play 6-man. If you notice, the NBA don't give that award out anymore.
What? Oh,
no,
actually, they do.
Even notes that.
No, they do give out the 6-man award
to who?
Every year. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you, huh?
To who? That's the kid that's sitting way down on the bench. They got his extension on a 10-day contract.
Don't make me ask Siri now. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, they do give it out. They gave it out this year. And if I need to, I'll ask Siri to get it up here. But I digress. Anyway, to your point.
But I'm just saying, in today's NBA, he's going to need that and some more. James Harden is not going to show up every night. Hell, let's be real. What's the guy in Miami that just clowned them because they got rid of him because of the guy they picked over him?
Who was that? Not Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler just clowned the Sixers because they got rid of him when they could have signed him instead of the other guy. So imagine Embiid, Jimmy Butler, and James Harden being on the Sixers. They'd have won that series.
Yeah.
And you got Ben Simmons, who is in his inner light skin, deep light skin.
Yeah, no.
Had to get traded. And then here's what the Sixers also did. They lost 3 players in that trade to Ben Simmons. So their bench was kind of wobbly as it was. But getting back to the topic, he needs Embiid because he needs to find a way to complement Harden because ain't nobody got enough heart in Philly.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. Red, you want to add in?
I mean, Embiid called his own players out. Stop blaming the coaches. Eventually, you got to put the onus on the players.
Yeah.
So he went and said, nope, we have to take responsibility. And so, and has Ben Simmons played like a whole season or anything?
No.
Has he even played a game without being hurt or something like that? I know he spent the vast majority of the time on the bench or in a bed laid up somewhere.
He got inner light skin.
Yeah, he didn't play any. He didn't play any.
He got light skin with inner light skin.
Yeah. He hasn't played any at all. Ben Simmons hasn't played. So, if you ask me, if you look at it, just underneath the surface there people were trying to figure out if it was a win-win situation there in Philly for the, Ben Simmons, the James Harden trade. But, if you really look at it, the Nets were bounced out in the first round and Philly got bounced out in the second round. So, really, neither one of them achieved the goal
that they departed.
That's right. That's right.
Well, no, they
But
did, because let's be real. Ben Simmons would have played for the Sixers. The Sixers would have never made the playoffs.
okay, that's a
So he
way.
would have hindered.
That's a what?
He would have hindered because
Well,
he was being a distraction on the team. You know how it gets, just like right now. I'm hoping there's some distraction in Washington, New York, or in Philadelphia so Dallas can win. I need that, because when you get a distraction, it messes up the chemistry. It messes up the flow.
yeah. I agree, Coach. I agree.
So
100%.
make sure you call Dan Snyder and tell him to do something silly before the season so we can get some kind.
Hey, so now with that said, should Doc want to stay in Philly? Red?
He's only been there 2 years, and Doc
2
has
years.
in 2 years. I mean, he's doing what he can with what he's got. Do they need more? Yes. Like, you cannot win without having a complete team now. And even the little babies that they put around LeBron, I mean, you still got to have a complete team nowadays. Two players ain't going to just take it into their hands and do it. So
Yeah,
I think
agree.
Doc should stay. I think Doc is a good fit. I love Docrivers. I've loved him everywhere he's went. He has done his best to bring cohesiveness to the teams that he has been on. And he has no problem calling your ass out either if you ain't doing something.
Well, you know, and that might have been what ran him out of. Matter of fact, it's not might have. It's what rubbed PG-13 wrong. You know, when Doc was holding his feet to the fire. You know, out there in L.A. So this is what I can say about Doc. Doc knows how to build a winning program, but succeeding, he's only succeeded once. He had the opportunity to succeed the year after that, but lost in the NBA Finals in Game 7. And then it's been a playoff run after a playoff run, but he hasn't been back to the finals and or to the championship since. Doc, if everybody remembers, was the originator of the Big Three. People talk about, you know, LeBron down there in Miami and all the rest of these guys, but Doc originated that. He tried to get it done, if everybody remembers. He tried to get that done when he was in Orlando, when he had Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, and he tried, believe it or not, to get Tim Duncan. And he ran Tim Duncan off. People believed that he ran Tim Duncan off when he told Tim, hey, he said, my hard and fast rule is family members don't fly on planes. And so Tim was like, all right, I'll resign. And he resigned down there in San Antonio. But he tried to get the Big Three originally in Orlando, and it didn't work out. So, you know, it didn't pan out. But I tell you what, that team that he had down there, he brought from squalor to something. Again, he had Grant Hill. And I'll tell you right now, if it hadn't been for Grant Hill getting hurt in the 2000 season there, he could have actually gone a lot further. I mean, you're talking about Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, and then I forget who else they had down there. They had some vets down there, you know, 13 and 15 years in the league. But Doc knows how to assemble a squad. It's can he get over the hump? He moved on to Boston, assembled the Big Three, and got over the hump. But after those first, you know, that year he won and the year afterwards, he was never able to get back to it. Of course, you know, they broke up because he wasn't able to retain the Big Three. That's when it all went downhill.
And a lot of that has to do with players starting to believe in their own hype. And they feel that they are the team. They don't want to share.
Yeah.
That I have to share the ball, the hell you say. So they have to share, and that cohesiveness, the team. That's why bringing in all these power players and this, that, and the other can actually be more detrimental to your team than starting them at the lowest level and bringing them up that way. Because everyone's got the big head. I want the money. I want the championship. Yeah, if we get it, so be it.
Hey, so, and I'll give you an example of that. Boston built that team, tried to bring in Kyrieirving and almost destroyed that team. Got rid of Kyrieirving, and guess where they're going?
To the chip.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Yep.
On their way. So that's the perfect example of what you said there, Red. Great example. And oh, by the way, let's not forget them boys out there in Golden State who built that team from the ground up as well.
Yep.
You know,
Let's be real.
So,
Golden State is built off of a great legendary coach himself because he was coached under
Steve Kerr.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a Phil Jackson protege. And so they're using the Bulls analysis and how they're running things. Now, Tex Winters is in L.A. with the Lakers, but you have to understand Steve Kerr is a very, very detailed kind of coach, and he learned that under Phil Jackson.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yep.
You know, I think with Steve, he did like we see in the military, Rig, where you take bits and pieces from different places and things that you've seen, and you merge them into what you want to do with your team and organization, and you go forward. And I agree, Coach. That's exactly what's happening with Steve Kerr there. He's turned out to be a very good coach.
Yes.
I do wonder if Steve Nash is going to be as good. He's run into some bumps there with KD and Kyrie, but yeah, we'll see about that one, Coach. No,
in discussion.
Okay.
As a good friend of mine would say, that's all I have to say about that.
And that's all I have to say.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Got you. All right. Well, so Doc should or should not.
He's gonna stay. He's already staying.
According to Red, Doc should stay in Philly. Doc should stay. Coach. No, but should he stay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't had time to really put his blueprint. Like, when you put your blueprint on it, you can actually tell when the coach is actually starting to progress. And he's starting to progress because he's won over the general manager. Once you win your general manager over, he's going to go fight for you with the owner.
And when you win over one of your main star player too, like I said, Embiid's calling his own players out. He called his own team
Harden
out, taking over, saying, "Hey, players need to be more accountable." Eventually, you have to get off the coaches and let's players. We're the ones that go out on the court.
Philly's not forgiving.
I agree. That's and Red. If you watch because I watch the games, I watch TNT and Shaq and Chuck. And Shaq will tell you the exact same thing. Like, look, man. I mean, Shaq's to the point where he's like, man, coaching has no effect. You are the talent. You are the, people who have to go out there and execute. So go out there and do what you're supposed to do.
I keep telling y'all be putting too much onus on the coaches anyway. If we lose a 3-1 lead, it ain't because of the coaches, because we didn't step up. Period.
But it has to be. He's did it with different teams.
It doesn't matter.
So it's not it's not the same team losing.
It doesn't matter. If we're up,
different organizations.
It don't matter what the organization. If we're up 3-1, coaching got nothing to do with us losing 3-4 games in a row. That's on us.
Night in and night out, bring that thunder. That's how Shaq feels. So, see, I can definitely agree with what you're saying there, Red. If the Diesel's preaching that, and he got 1 or 2 rings too. I mean, he ain't on the GOAT's level there, but the Diesel got a few rings as well. Yes, indeed.